I'm in my 30s now. I'm thinking about like raising a family.
We were all watching a lot of clips from High School Musical, and I was just telling you backstage that don't you get tired? You know, people asking you about High School Musical, etc.
Yeah, it's just, it happened so long ago, but new generations are born, and you know, the older brothers and sisters want to share it with their younger brothers and sisters, and it just continues to live on. And now, like, the kids who are watching it have their own kids, and they're showing it to their kids. So it's just this crazy cycle where it doesn't die. It just continues to live on and on and on and on and on.
It doesn't. And you were saying that people will always refer to High School. And Paul was talking to us earlier, and his sisters in Las Vegas, and couldn't believe that you were here. High School Musical, and everybody knows the song. But in 2012, I did an interview with Sam, that's here in the Philippines. I'm going to stop there because that's not what we're going to talk about. Okay, growing up, Vanessa, in the United States, what were your thoughts about being a Filipino, how it is to be a Filipino, about your heritage, as opposed to or juxtaposed to what you're discovering now about what it is to be a Filipino?
I mean, I feel like I was definitely raised very American, except for all the rice that we ate. And the adobo, and pancit. But like, I was definitely in a place where, you know, I think my parents saw at an early age that I had this gift, and they wanted to support me and allow it to flourish and grow. And obviously, it really has, and it's taken me. But it's been really interesting coming here, and really beautiful and eye-opening. I feel like just the family aspect of the Philippines is something that is so prominent and so strong, and I've always been so close with my mom and my sister. We kind of like roll as a pack all the time, and that's definitely something that comes from my heritage.
I know, and I was reading a lot of materials about you, and they have this fascination for lack of a better word, for paranormal, which is very Filipino.
Oh yeah.
Do you realize it now?
I do, and I'm like also the drumming, all the like very primal sounds.
Right.
I've learned now is very Filipino. All of the passion for the mystical, and I've noticed now is also very Filipino. It's just all these things that have been just innately stuck within me. I'm realizing coming from my heritage.
Did Mom talk about the Philippines, and what were you hearing from?
I mean, it's always about her family. You know, it's very much about the closeness of your family, and how when someone gets married, they like move into the family home. It's like you don't leave when you go to college. You don't leave the house. You know, everybody sticks together. But like, I didn't really know much about like the history, the lineage, and like what the vibe was, honestly.
What moved you to get to the Philippines now?
I mean, I'm in my 30s now. I'm thinking about like raising a family, and I want to be able to like know my heritage so that I can bring that forth, and so that my kids can know their background. They can know more about their own blood.
Okay, and that brings us to the documentary that you signed for, which has a working title that's told by Direct Paul Soriano, which is going to go Awakening. And tell us what you can about this documentary.
Well, it's a really intimate look at my experience being in the Philippines for the very first time. Really discovering this beautiful land and the wonderful people, and just really getting in touch with the piece of myself that has always been there, but I've never known intimately.
And you're going to start to talk about this country as a global ambassador.
Yes,
out
I
there.
am. I know. I got awarded yesterday.
In
Very
the house.
excited. In the house.
Okay, so you go home when you go back to the U.S., you know, people will start asking questions about a country. What comes to mind if somebody comes to you and says, Vanessa, what is the Philippines like?
It's a little bit of everything. It's a lot of bit of everything. It's got paradise. It's got metropolitan city. It's got kindness. Everybody is so warm, so friendly. The people here are very unique. You know, everyone is just so warm. I feel like I haven't met anyone who seems like they're having a bad day. The hospitality is unmatched. It's got wonder, and it's just a really magical place.
And there's Tinikling.
And the tinikling, which is my favorite thing ever. I'm literally going to buy bamboo sticks so I can make my friends do it, and I can practice at home. So that next time I come, it's going to be a tinikling challenge.
Let's do it together.
Face off.
And then I read that you have to correct me here, either a pescatarian or a vegetarian, but I think somebody made you eat.
No, nobody made me eat anything.
You did?
Yes, I'm pescatarian, but in Palawan, I was sitting there and there was a plate of chicken adobo just staring at me. And I was like, you know, this is my first trip to the Philippines. This is as authentic as it's gonna get. I'm eating chicken adobo, and I did, and it was so worth it. I'm not gonna be eating chicken again anytime soon, but that moment was.
But you broke that.
Oh,
These are not
yeah.
very moment.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a time and place for everything, right?
I totally agree.
Yeah.